Hello. Oh, how's it going? Mel Brooks once said, "Tragedy is when I cut my finger. Comedy is when you fall down an open sewer and die." After the day I've had, hopefully my tragedy will be your little ray of sunshine. not not really tragedy, just it's been one of those days where just like little annoyances and inconveniences just keep piling up, and so that by the end of your day you're just like Rah! um so bear with me. Tea, decaf tea. What do I have to talk about? Well, I wanted desperately to film a video on, say, Sunday, it's Friday night, and have a whole bunch of FFOs for you, which I don't think I've ever done. But I had a plan. I was like, okay, I got some double-sided tape, and we're going to make this, putting my kids' cross-stitch thing in a hoop, and that's going to be done. It's going to be great. I'm going to make a no-sew cube out of my little piece sheep. I have a new start and a new finish to show you that I made for my sister's birthday next month. I was going to have it framed. I look at Tara C's tutorial. I got the stuff. Everything's great. And I could find everything I needed for all of those little FFO projects, except it's not a Julicious video if I don't have to suppress a burp. All the stuff I needed. Found it all except for acid-free Scotchgard. So now I have to, I guess, look online. Or, yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to be showing you things that would be FFOs if the planets aligned properly. Also, I think I mentioned on Stitchmania last week, there's this pattern. It's a Jan Lynn pattern. You've seen it. If you watch Katie the Stash Queen, you've seen it. I think Kate the Queen of Starts has started it as well, but don't quote me. Hello, Katie and Kate. It's sort of like a chalkboard thing. It's a kit. It has black Ada and white floss, and it's based on the Beatles song. It says, all you need is love. Love is all you need. And I decided that I had to have it. Even though black Ada does not appeal, I was going to make it work because I need that pattern in my life. It needs to go somewhere in my house. Maybe it will brighten up my very dismal guest room. I don't know. So I Googled it. Couldn't find it. I found a pattern, I think also from Jan Lynn, that said all you need is love and a good cup of coffee. And while I don't disagree with the sentiment, it's not what I want. I found a Jan Lynn pattern that says all you need is love. That's like a little girl holding a kitten or something. And it's like, not what I want. So I asked, hey, on Facebook, does anyone know where I can find this? And everyone said Walmart. Now, okay, unpopular opinion time. I do not shop at Walmart. I am not judging you if you do. Okay? Not my style. Not my style. I don't agree with their business practices. I don't agree with many Uber conglomerate with no souls business practices, actually. But yeah, I haven't been in a Walmart in 10 years until today. So like, oh man, if that's the only place that Janlin is distributing this pattern, yeah. So first I went to Walmart.com. No go. And so I kind of grumbled about it randomly for a week and a half or so. And today, when I went to Joannes to get all the stuff I thought I was going to need for my FFOs, I thought, you know what? I'm going to plug into my GPS, see if I can find a Walmart near me. Surprisingly hard in the Philadelphia metro area. There are a few, but where I live is apparently a special sweet spot where there aren't very many Walmarts. Anyway, so I found one. It was a little bit out of the way, but not bad, and it was a super center. And me, having not paid any attention to Walmart in a decade or more, thought, oh, hey, you know, a super center, you know, that is probably, you know, I should go there and check it out because, you know, I'm thinking it's bigger, it's got more stuff. It will be more likely for me to find that pattern there. Okay, so I go. And the place is huge. And the greeters creeped me out. And it was just big, and I thought, okay, well, find the craft department. Probably not gonna be hard to miss. I'm looking for signs. I walked right past it. It's really small. Like if you blink, literally, you will miss the craft section there. They have no cross stitch anything. Like the most they had was like the pieces of plastic that you do, you know, like yarn point on. And the woman who was working there, I felt really bad for because she was so apologetic. And I was like, no, it's cool. Like, this was totally me being like, oh, hey, the really big one will probably have more stuff. So now I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to wait until I can find it on eBay. Probably what I'm going to end up doing. What else happened today? Went to Joannes. I need to find a better one. I might actually have to go to one that's actually closer to like Center City than I am, because this one is so tiny and there were only like 2 employees. And it was and no acid-free Scotch Guard. I found some cool stuff. You know, well, not cool stuff, but you know, I found a piece of backing fabric that I really liked that also happened to be on sale. You know, and got some plain white pearl cotton, and this and that, you know, pins and craft knife and styrofoam cube things for no-sew cubes and trim and yada yada yada. Still, it was very, very tiring. Okay, 8 minutes of me not showing and just complaining about my day. I'm not going to tell you about being so hungry that I actually had to stop at a Burger King to try and order a veggie burger. Pro tip. Burger King veggie burgers are vegan if you ask them not to put mayo on it. It was really surreal, and I'm not judging, because people who work in fast food are not paid nearly enough to think critically about the scripts they have to read from, okay? But it's still kind of really weird to order a veggie burger and then be asked if you want bacon on it. Not judging, because they're not paid enough to think. I worked in McDonald's when I was in high school. I feel the pain. I feel it. But yeah, I got home and realized that they had actually put mayonnaise on it, and so I couldn't eat it. And then I spilled French fries all over the floor. Wasn't the healthiest meal I could have chosen anyway. It's okay. Everything's fine. Okay. So anyway, if I seem a little bit like, that's why, but it's fine. Everything's good. Stuff. What to show you first? I actually do have one FFO to show you. Do you remember my very first start of the year? My little Hardanger coaster? I finished it. Hang on, let me find something white to put behind it. Here we go. I finished it. And it looks like hot garbage, but I don't care because it's my first Hardanger and I'm so stupid proud of it that I don't care how crappy it looks. And if you're like anyone else who I've spoken to about it, you're going to be like, Julicious, it looks fine. It doesn't look like hot garbage. It looks good. But because I am me, I'm going to go through it with you and explain everything that's wrong. Let's see. On the blanket stitches around the blanket stitches, I mean, this was a learning piece, okay? So the blanket stitches are not perfect, and I'm actually surprised that the final edge after I cut around looks as nice as it does. The woven bars, I didn't pull the number 8 pearl cotton tight enough, and so they're a little thicker than your average woven bar. Like if you go and you look at Nina Stitching with the Smiles video and her coasters, the woven bars are a little bit skinnier. So next time, I started a new one. Next time, I'll work on that. The dove's eyes, which are these little bits of prettiness in the middle of the woven bars, I only made a mistake in one of them. And where is it? I can't find this one. And you can see a lot of bits of frayed white in where I did the initial cutting, because that's just because I need scissors with a thinner blade. Because right now I have a pair of these bad boys, which I love. I think they're fab. Blades, I think, could stand to be a little thinner. So next month, I think I'm going to treat myself to some squizzers, which Mrs. Milky Bar Kit had highly recommended for doing Hardanger. And because I have fallen head over heels in love with Hardanger, thank you, Nina, I think they're a pretty good investment. But yeah, it's my little coaster, and I love it, and it's not perfect, but that's okay. And I'm doing another one. This is 2 days worth of work. That is something that I learned, actually. I was taking this project very slowly, and I think I took it a little too slow, because really, honestly, the blanket stitches were, I think for me, were the scariest part. Well, not the scariest part, what turned out to be the most difficult part for me. The scariest part was doing the cutting. The scariest part was definitely that. But I am less afraid of it now. Yeah, for me, the most time-consuming part of this was the blanket stitches, which I've started them on this one. As you can see, it's going much faster because I know exactly what's going on now. The longest part of the process, by far, is when you're all done and you're cutting around the blanket stitches. This took a good 2-3 hours. Not sitting down and then standing up with a finished coaster 3 hours later, but that was time consuming. But honestly, the woven bars were a breeze. They flew by. I was worried about the dove's eyes. I don't know why. They're easy, especially if you watch Nina's video. They flew by. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying when you're learning something new, don't take your time, but at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't recommend stretching things out unnecessarily. And that's a learning curve, I think. But I feel like I have to burp again because it's floss tube time. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. So gauche. Oh my gosh. So yes. Hard anger is a new love. For sure. What other... Okay, so the finishes that I was going to show you that were going to be FFOs that are not. Next time they will be. What have you seen? I know you've seen the piece sheep. I have shown off the piece sheep, but here's the piece sheep washed and ironed. Oh, but I haven't added the button. I will do that tonight. I will add the button tonight. Absolutely. You know, it's kind of a good thing that I didn't have the Scotch card, because I totally had a brain fart about the little birdie button. Whoops. The Romantic Moonlight, which I got from Cross Stitch Collection magazine, February 2015. All done. Washed, pressed, almost ready to go. And this is 28 cashel linen in cream with DMC. Oh, the sheep is 28 mushroom even weave from Joannes and DMC. And then, so my sister has a birthday coming up in March, and I love my sister. And normally I knit something for her because she loves hand knits. She appreciates them so much. She wears them until they fall apart. I just didn't have time to knit her something this year. But I wanted to make her something because she's finishing grad school this year. Yeah, I just like making stuff for people I love. So coincidentally, there was the We Love Cross Stitching Stitch Along in Stitch Mania. And normally, where are you? There you are. Normally, I'm not a Lizzie Kate person. Nothing against those of you who love Lizzie Kate, and I know there are many of you. Nothing against you. Not my thing personally. But Carolyn Mazzio bought this pattern, the Do Small Things with Great Love, and she showed it in one of her January, I think it was her New Year video. And I thought, my sister might like that. And, you know, kind of put it on the back burner, blah, blah, blah. And then I decided, you know what, I do want to stitch something, and hey, this would fit into something. This would be something small but heartfelt that I could make for my sister. And I could participate in a stitch along, and that would be cool. There was a whole fiasco at the post office delivering it to the wrong address, and then so I spent like a week and a half wondering where the heck my package was, but it arrived, and so everything's cool. But this, Do Small Things with Great Love by Lizzie Kate. This is 30 count lamb's wool linen with mostly Weeks Dye Works. The lavender you see is DMC. Just the pattern said buy these and use these, so that's what I did. And it was a really quick stitch. I had a good time with it. Yeah, so it's going to fit really nicely, I think, into a 5x7 frame. and hopefully my sister will like it. So those are the 3 future FFOs. Do I have anything else to show you? So as far as my whip rotation goes, like this was in the whip rotation. Do Small Things with Great Love kind of got shoehorned into the whip rotation. And then my Mirabilia got 2 weeks because you know how you have, you know, the DMC numbers. I had 2 colors in the same little block of stitches I was working on. They had the same 3 numbers. They were just arranged differently. So I stitched over 100 stitches with the wrong color. So the first week I was working on that, it got put in timeout for the rest of the week, and I knit and I did other things and just gave it dirty looks and, you know, gave it the middle finger every now and again because I was so angry. But then last week I got over it and frogged and redid and actually did some more work on it. And all is well again. For those of you who don't remember, and if I can find the freaking pattern, where's the picture of the pattern? That's not it. Anyway, it's Mirabilia, Autumn in My Garden. Can't find the photo right now. But here's where we are right now. So I think the last time you saw it, I had gotten about to here-ish. So I did some more skirt. I did some vines here, and then I started working on the pumpkins over here because I was kind of getting a little bored with the patchwork. Still hasn't eaten me. Still isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Good times all around. Mastering the Macabre has not come up in rotation yet. Oh, also, speaking of Mastering the Macabre, and speaking of this, March is the It's Not Easy. If there was a blip there, it's because my phone camera kept shutting off, and it's kind of irritating, but I think we're okay now. So I was saying March is the It's Not Easy Being Green Sal in Stitch Mania. So I'm going to be stitching Mastering the Macabre for that because the house is green, and I'm going to be working on Autumn in My Garden because there's green in it. Yeah, oh well. Not very creative, but it's what you get. Did I have anything else to show you? I don't think so. Oh, knitting. Knitting. Okay. So, the baby blanket is progressing. Lovely. I'm up to about 8 repeats of the lace pattern now. So I'm roughly halfway done. Looking nice, I think. The pattern is by Anne Hansen at knitspot.com, and it's called Cradle Me. The yarn is Knit Picks Swish, which is their superwash wool, DK weight in Green Tea Heather. Loving it. If you need a soft wool that does not have to be hand washed, I highly recommend Knit Pick Swish. They have a worsted and a DK. Um, it's so soft. I've knit a zillion baby things with it. You know, and you're not being a total sadist by handing parents of a brand new human something that they have to hand wash. So, yeah, highly recommend. And my mother-in-law surprised me with a she got me some gift cards for Hanukkah, and then she surprised me with 2 balls of sock yarn that she found. So I started a pair of socks. These I am calling my commitment-free socks, as in I am knitting on them when I have time. Normally this is something I shove in my purse, like I knit when my kid was at the dentist, and just bits and pieces here and there when I'm bored. It's they're probably going to be men's size something. So maybe my dad, maybe my father-in-law. I don't know. Yeah. This is a German yarn, and my German is terrible. My German-speaking relatives would frown at me. Super sock. Yeah. There's the band. So yeah, it's a nice self-striping sock yarn. Pretty happy with it. So that's just an as and when. Other than that, I don't know if I had anything else. I don't know if I had anything else to add, guys. I have joined a round robin, a stitching round robin, my very first, with the round robin Facebook group that Tara C is an admin of. And it's a subversive cross stitch round robin, which is, I think, nice for my first one because it's A, super fun, and B, subversive cross stitch patterns tend to be a little bit on the smaller side. So it's not like it's not going to be a huge, like it's not going to cost a lot to put together. I am doing and I'm going to bleep myself because I know a few of you like to watch Flosstube with your kids, and I know you probably wouldn't appreciate it if I just randomly, you know, drop the F-bomb, so I'm not going to. But it is, I will link it below as well. Steph X Stitch on Etsy has a pattern, and I'm sure you're familiar with the meme. Behold the field in which I grow my... Lay thine eyes upon it and see that it is barren. That is the one that I chose. So I will be kitting that up. It's 4 colors. And I'm going to do linen because I like linen. So yeah. Other than that, I don't know why I feel like there was something else I wanted to do or say. I saw the comments on my last video that some of you would like me to do some videos or a video about spinning. I have been brainstorming what to do about that, so be watching. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but the cogs are churning, so it will happen. And thank you so much for giving me that feedback. Yeah, so this video might not be up until Saturday, but we'll see. Either way, oh, also, there's not going to be a vlog series this month because well, frankly, it was kind of boring, and it was just like every time, like, and this is the boring stuff I did today. So we're gonna try again in March and see how that goes. Maybe I'll cook some more. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for commenting. It's really, really fun. I'm coming up in a couple of months. It's gonna be, I'll have been making videos for a year, which is crazy. It's been so much fun. And I love it. I'm gonna do a giveaway. Little heads up there. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell I'm getting tired because I'm going from here to here to here to here to here. So I'm gonna say goodbye now. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon. And take care, guys.